You think your dog huffs and snorts because they're out of breath, but that's only the surface.
Why they do it reveals a hidden conversation happening in their body and brain. A short, sharp huff when you reach for their collar isn't the same as the long snort after a nap. Tone, timing, and context change the message, and most owners miss the meaning.
When a dog huffs, the first layer is physical: airway, nasal structure, or a small irritation. Brachycephalic breeds snort because of anatomy. But the second layer, the one that matters emotionally, is communication. A quick exhale, a soft huff, often signals frustration or mild stress. I don't like this, or I'm done. A louder snort can be a self-soothing reset, a way their body says, I'm calming down now. Dogs don't speak words. They use breath to mark boundaries and states. That's the secret.
Here's how to read it. If the huff comes with a hard stare, lip lift, or a stiff body, it's a warning. They're saying stop. If it's paired with relaxed eyes, a wag, or rolling over, it's comfort, a contented, audible sigh. Timing is everything. A huff when you hold their toy shows possession stress. A snort after being left alone can be relief. Context turns the same sound into opposite meanings.
There's also psychology behind it. Breath sounds are immediate feedback to the nervous system. When a dog inhales sharply or exhales with force, their vagus nerve is engaged, the same system that shifts someone from fight or flight toward calm. In practice, that means huffs are both signals and tools. Dogs use them to change their own internal state and to tell you what they need from you. Now, practical steps you can start today to stop misreading or worsening these cues. Change one habit. Notice and pause. The next time your dog huffs, stop what you're doing for a beat. Look at their body. Are ears forward or pinned back? Is the tail high or low? Your pause tells them you heard the message. If it's a boundary huff, toy guarding, grooming resistance, give space and teach an exchange. Offer a trade, a treat for the toy, a calm step back for the leash. Reinforce the idea that giving up something sometimes brings something better. Over time, the huff becomes less frequent because their anxiety about loss drops. If it's a frustration huff during training, shorten sessions and increase success. Small, consistent wins reduce frustration signals. End on a high note. Teach them that effort leads to reward, not longer work. If snorting seems like relief after being left alone, build predictable return cues and calming routines before departures so the relief becomes quieter and shorter. A food puzzle, a brief walk, or a scent game before you go reduces the need for a big self-soothing exhale when you come back. Watch for red flags, sudden changes, new persistent snorting, noisy breathing, or a huff that escalates into coughing need a vet check. Respiratory infections, allergies, dental pain, or early airway collapse in flat-faced breeds can present as increased snorting. Don't normalize sudden change. Here's a quick plan you can follow, step by step. Observe 3 departures and 3 interactions today. Note when huffs or snorts happen and what you were doing. Small pattern finding is everything. When you hear a boundary huff, immediately pause and add distance. Use a calm voice and offer an exchange. No punishment. Respect the signal. For frustration huffs, cut training into 60 to 90-second bursts with high-value rewards. Reward the approximate right behavior faster than you expect perfect performance. For relief snorts after separations, exhaust the nervous system a bit before you leave. A 15-20-minute walk plus a 10 to 15-minute puzzle reduces the intensity of the return exhale. 5. If anatomy is the issue, consult your vet about weight, allergy control, and for brachycephalic dogs, breathing assessments. Simple things like humidifiers, nasal saline, or weight loss can change the sound dramatically. Every 20 to 40 seconds in your interactions, open a new curiosity gap for yourself. What if the huff increases when a specific person approaches? What happens if you swap the toy for a treat pouch? Each tweak reveals a new layer of meaning and gives you leverage to change the behavior. Emotionally reframe the sound. Instead of thinking bad or rude, see it as honest feedback. A huff is a boundary. Your dog is teaching you how to be a better leader. Honor that lesson and you strengthen the bond. When you stop arguing with the sound and start answering it, trust grows.
If the huff persists after consistent, compassionate changes, consider deeper evaluation. Pain, cognitive decline, or chronic airway disease can make dogs more reactive and more reliant on breath signals. A vet, and if needed, a behaviorist, can map the physiological and emotional pieces together.
One final insight most owners miss. Your reaction amplifies the message. If you respond with surprise or by laughing, you may reward the huff. Responding calmly, pausing, and adjusting behavior communicates you understood and will adapt, which is the exact outcome the dog seeks.
If this is changing how you see your dog, hit like and subscribe. There's more on decoding the quiet signs dogs give. Your dog's huff and snort aren't random noises. They're a language of breath, a mix of anatomy, emotion, and instinct. Listen closely, respond calmly, and you'll hear trust replace tension. Your dog is telling you something important. Answer them.